forget formal listeners, Jennifer Frederick, another edition of We Talk the Ting. People, today is Friday, the week done already. Just now is election, Easter, and everything that comes with it. We just came out of Carnival, Lent happening, um, fasting for Ramadan, and there was certain Hindu observances between that Pagwa and all that, and just now is election. So people, time and tide waits, and no one's lobby start one time because we are waiting neither. Well, of course, I'm waiting for it to come. People, I understand will just be hacking into your Facebook page, especially the live that is against what you're saying about UNC. It has come to my attention. I don't know how it's true. So once it happens, people just stay with me. The anthem continues. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Erica. Hi, Christopher. There was some names before I didn't see. Hi, Hadara. And as I say, once they interfere with it on the live, stay with me. We'll come back up again. Don't be distracted. They're trying to stop the communication, but that ain't going to stop the communication because the message must go out, the truth must go out. This is the year of the Jubilee. We have been sowing, so we have reaped the goodness of what we have sown, and nobody ain't going to stop we harvest at all. Good will always conquer evil. So let them keep on interfering with life. It just shows that I have something worth people listening, and apparently that bothering them because them would be talking and set of choppiness and cussing and all kind of thing. The life does run smooth, but all that is parted. So the pledge, I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of my God and my country. I'll honor my parents, my teachers, my leaders, my elders, and those in authority. I'll be clean and honest in all my thoughts, my words, and my deeds, and I'll strive in everything I do to work together with my fellow men of every creed and race for the greater happiness of all and the honor and glory of my country. Hi, Augusta. Hi, Laura. You ain't coming here to jump in my English today, Miss Lady. Hi, Lawrence. Hi, Carol. I saw Roxanne, of course. Hi, Roxanne. Hi, Sarah. So we start one time. I want to show you who the bully on them is. Bully. Not bully, and bully. Okay. So, that's how we got news first. Hi, Sharon. And what I'm seeing here is something to do with sandals and some training or something, because just recently, Dr. Rowley would have spoken in Tobago at the commissioning of the airport, Tobago Airport, and he sent a direct message to Fali and Juke. He told them that Sandals is coming back, and when the man come, you Fali, you Juke, sit down and talk with the Prime Minister, Siochung, and those stakeholders to get this thing up and running. So I'm seeing here March 21st, that's when CNC3 News. CAPFRA trains 448 persons to promote healthy tourism. The Caribbean Public Health Agency, CAPFRA, through its Regional Tourism and Health Program, THP, collaborated with Sandals Resorts International, SRI, to build capacity to promote healthier, safer tourism to protect the health and wellness of both visitors and local populations in the Caribbean. The training was conducted by Keston Daniel, Coordinator, Visitor-Based Surveillance, and Dr. Sastri Kesundan, Technical Officer at CAPFRA. A total of 448 persons from 18 SRI resorts across the Caribbean region participated in CAPFRA's virtual prevention and control of infectious diseases for the hospitality sector training on February 19th. Dr. Lisa Indar, Executive Director of CAFRA, remarked, this training provided SRI with the essential knowledge, capacity, and practical examples of prevention and control measures of infectious diseases in the hospitality sector. With the completion of this training, all resorts under the SRI group will achieve the Healthier, Safer Tourism HST award. This remarkable achievement elevates SRI as the only group with all of its resorts awarded the regional HST award for implementing proactive health measure in tourism. Mr. Gavin Palmer, Corporate Manager, Environment, Health and Safety, SRI, shared, Sandals is very grateful to partner with CAFRA, and this training will allow Sandals Resorts to be branded as a healthier, safer tourism facility through CAFRA, which we look forward to. So people, the faster we get Sandals up and running in Trinidad, is the more benefits, well, in Tobago, is the more benefits the people of Tobago would get, and that will also translate to Trinidad and Tobago. So don't let Farley and them get in the way of what is good for you all. I'm seeing something else here. I can't remember exactly what this is. Hi, Andrew. Hi, Donna. Hi, Hazel. So this has to do with the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, TTSEC. Everything has an acronym now. In collaboration with the Sandy Grande Regional Corporation and financial sector stakeholders, hosted its second investor education, i.e., community outreach roadshow on Wednesday. So that was 7 hours ago. It's not 7 hours. It's much longer than that now, but it's March the 21st, 2025, CNC3 again. As I said, under the theme Empowering Communities Through Financial Literacy and Investor Education, the roadshow aimed to equip members of the public with the knowledge and resources necessary for them to make wise financial investment decisions. In his opening remarks, Vice Chairman of the Sandy Grande Regional Corporation, Councillor Nazar Hussain, made the point that financial literacy is no longer a luxury, but rather a necessity. He told the audience that in today's fast-paced world, managing money wisely is key to securing our futures. He added, yet many of us have not been taught how to budget effectively, invest wisely, or avoid financial pitfalls. This lack of knowledge often leads to poor financial decisions, unnecessary debt, and in some cases, financial hardship. He further emphasized, as a regional corporation, we recognize the need to build strong, resilient communities, and financial literacy plays a fundamental role in literacy. Just now, a fundamental role in achieving that goal. A financially educated community is a thriving community, one that can make informed decisions about saving, investing, and wealth creation. Providing an overview of the TTSEC's investment education program, Ellen Lewis, Manager of Corporate Communication and Education, underscored to participants that with the right knowledge, our communities can benefit from financial independence opportunities for wealth accumulation and a reduction in economic vulnerabilities. Presentations were delivered by Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago Stock Exchange, Securities Dealers Association of Trinidad and Tobago, and Mutual Funds Association of Trinidad and Tobago. In addition to the education session, there was an open exhibition involving Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries, Ministry of Sports and Community Development, Ministry of Youth and National Services, National Entrepreneurship Development Company Limited, Trinidad and Tobago Stock Exchange Limited, and the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago, Office of the Financial Services at the Ombudsman. So that is some financial literacy there out at Sandy Grande. I wish they could carry to all communities. Also seeing remember I talked about the pilot from Tobago who would have jumped off I don't know if you call it a cliff or whatever, into the sea and probably hit his head on something and he was unconscious. Well, there were two Caucasian women who were there visiting from I think New Zealand or something, and they were there busily trying to resuscitate him because he was unconscious. And it is said because of their actions that that would have also helped to save his life. So his mom, they had a ceremony for the two women, and the pilot mom was there, and I don't think she get out much words to talk. She was more crying and hugging and thanking God. So it's very emotional, but you know what? We need to thank people when.
At a tearful commendation ceremony at the Division of Tourism's head office in Scarborough, Anna Hospitalis and Sarah Persson said teamwork and faster action could have made a difference in the rescue of Christian Battersby. The Caribbean Airlines pilot hit his head after jumping off Pigeon Point jetty last Saturday. Are you okay? Are you okay? You Person of Sweden pushed through exhaustion, administering CPR by herself. Person says she acted on instinct, but believes quicker emergency response training could save more lives.
We always trust people that working to know what to do, and I think if they get the right amount of training, they will act quicker.
Amid criticism of what many sees as their poor response, Tourism Secretary Tashia Boris defended the lifeguards, saying they did their best with the resources available. While she thanks the visitors for their bravery, she committed to making sure Tobago's lifeguards have all the resources that they need to do their jobs properly. Battersby's mother broke down in tears when she met the woman she now calls angels.
Angel Anna and the other angel. We are angels who came and rescued, revived, gave back life to my son. I want to say thank you.
So it's going to be one of those days people stick with me. They will not stop us from talking the truth, because when it's stupidness, they don't interfere with people life. As you're talking the truth and bringing the information to the people, so it shows you how much they're scared. They're scared of people being empowered, so they have to interfere with people life all the time. Let me continue.
Is going to bless you abundantly.
Both Hospitalis and Person say they hadn't planned to be at the beach that day. Now they believe it was God's plan that they were there. Battersby is in recovery after undergoing surgery. His family says they will never forget the woman who saved his life. Elizabeth Gonzalez, CNC3 News.
So that's some good news coming out here from Tobago.
And I tell my voice.
Sorry about that. Tashira, what's your name? The one who does call people unwashed and unclean, uncircumcised. That is a fresh tail one who tell them to the government should take the airport before it was commissioned and put it between the legs, like how Princess Margaret said. And I see this airport real big. She should take it and put it between she leg. And the sad thing is, it might fit. She comes to say that the lifeguards and them do have the equipment, whatever. This lady from Sweden, she had any equipment to administer CPR. You have to have equipment. So the lifeguard and them had no hands. Instead of just talking such a shop and just admit, well, listen, things can be done better and we'll make sure that they get whatever training is needed. What equipment? The young guy hit his head when he jumped off the pier, so he was knocked unconscious. The lifeguard needed equipment for that. They needed to do CPR. I think so, because that's what the lady did. Anyway, the good news is that they were able to, with that visitor's quick response, was able to save the pilot's life, and today he has a chance. Because I understand that as time go along, he will be able to walk. There was a conversation that he will not be able to walk. So that was the good news part I played. I didn't know that girl was in it. Otherwise, I'd have cut she out of it and just play that part. So they said this country suffering with poor eternal money, suffering, everybody poor, Kamala, and them ain't leaving at all. So they must be like poverty, I don't know. All they talking, they ain't leaving. But they want you to eat up yourself, but they want to stay here. So they want you alone for themselves or what? I just asking. So answer Merchant Bank. Answer Merchant Bank 20 hours ago. Guardian, of course, it's not 20 hours now. Answer Merchant Bank Limited yesterday reported after-tax profits of 162.24 million for the financial year ending December the 31st, 2024, a 25.5% increase compared to 129.29 million the company earned in 2023. Ansel Merchant Bank is a publicly listed financial company that provides banking and insurance solutions comprising Ansel Merchant, Ansel Bank, Tatel Life, called Fire in TNT, and Trident in Barbados. In a statement on the group results, Ansel Merchant Chairman Norman Saga said the company's life and general insurance operation increased by more than 100% after elimination intra-group dividends. After eliminating intra-group dividends, he said the insurance segment continues to be well capitalized, boasting one of the strongest balance sheets in the regional insurance industry. The integration of Tatil and Colfire is progressing smoothly, with the acquisition already making a positive impact on the group's financial performance, Saga said. And these people have to buy the insurance policies. He noted that Ansel Merchant Banking segment had an overall decline in its after-tax profitability of about 25%. Operating in an increasingly competitive landscape, our banking segment continues to evolve and expand. Ansel Bank made significant advances in 2024 with the official launch of its cutting-edge digital banking platform. Our Ansel Mutual Fund also remains strong competitors in their respective categories, and we anticipate their continued success in the market, Sabka said. Yeah? So they're making money because people who they say have no money buying insurance. I don't know what they're buying it with. The must just go and say, can I have some insurance, please? Guardian Media are all making money. So let me see what Guardian Media are making here now. Hi, Joyce. So this was GML, so that is Guardian Life Limited, 4Q profits. I didn't cursor the number 4 and with a Q next to it. Profits rise by 71.3%. Guardian Media Limited yesterday reported after-tax profit of 6.74 million in the fourth quarter of its financial year ending December 31st, 2024, an increase of 71.3% compared to 3.93 million the media house declared for the same period in 2023. In the company's audited results for the year ending December 31st, 2024, that is Guardian Life Media, GML, Chairman Peter Clark, I think that's one of the Clark brothers and I saw his Clark sons, noted that for its 2024 financial year, the company reported a loss before tax of 2.9 million, 77% lower than the prior year loss of 10.6 million. GML revenue for 2024 was 97.9 million, or 1% lower than 2023. the challenges we faced in 2023 with shrinking advertising budgets and digital marketing disruption continuing to 2024. Management worked diligently during the year to navigate the changing local market environment, Clark said. We have revised our multimedia revenue model, streamlined business operations and functions, managed controllable costs, and reduced workplace inefficiencies to achieve delivery of enhanced shareholder value. Clark noted that there were highlights during this period. He said during the year of our One News launch. During the year, our One Newsroom launched a special Guardian of the People segment, which was well received by our customers. We continue to deliver our staple products such as Spellbound and Make Your Point, which provided both education and entertainment for audiences. To top off the year, we shared in the BIG win in Guardian Life Media at the Telecommunication and Broadcasting Industry Awards 2024. GML captured four of the major awards, including Innovative Broadcaster, Innovative Service Office Offering, and Technological Disruptor and Radio for the People. Right? They make money. Despite all the challenges, they manage their challenges well. Cut the fat. I'm sure they would have trimmed the fat and do what is needed so they can make a profit. Shell. I'm going to read this and you all could think of it as you will. But it's something worth hearing. So this was March the 20th, 2025. In Reuters News, Shell aims to bring gas from Venezuela to Trinidad in 2026. Source says. We haven't heard anybody dispute it. 2026 goal is a year ahead of original 2027 start date. U.S. license for Dragon project remains active. Trinidad NGC. Shell plans to drill 3 wells at Dragon project, says sources. Houston, March 20, Reuters. Shell PLC is aiming to begin producing natural gas at Venezuela's Dragon gas field and exporting it to neighboring Trinidad and Tobago in 2026, a year ahead of the original 2027 start date, according to 2 people familiar with the project. The project illustrates industry hopes that there will continue to be exceptions on U.S. sanction on Venezuela. Let me read that again. The project illustrates industry hopes that there would continue to be exception on U.S. sanctions on Venezuela, despite recent stricter enforcement. The partners plan to start surveying work next month and have decided to drill 3 wells, the people said, adding that it will need a renewed U.S. license later this year. U.S. sanctions target virtually the entire Venezuelan oil and gas industry, which is controlled by state company PDVSA and PDVSA.UL, meaning countries like Trinidad and private operators that abide by the measures required U.S. authorizations to export or pay revenue to sanctioned entities, including the government, the central bank, and PDVSA. Such a U.S. authorizing license for Dragon was first granted in early 2023 and expanded later through October 2025. Trinidad and Tobago, or Trinidad National Gas Company, said the license remained in effect. NGC and Shell continue to work assiduously on the Dragon project and remain committed to achieving first gas as soon as reasonably possible, it said in a statement. Shell did not respond to a request for comment. Trinidad's government last month said it would brief Washington on the importance of keeping U.S. license to develop gas projects with Venezuela for reasons of regional energy security. The timeline for first production is being moved up as Shell tries to secure gas supplies to ramp up production of liquefied natural gas at Trinidad's Atlantic LNG project. Last year, the flagship Atlantic LNG project produced 8.5 million metric tons, 4 million tons short of its installed capacity because of insufficient gas, according to preliminary data from LSEG. Earlier this month, BP.L, the other major shareholder in Atlantic LNG, announced that it would decommission the project first liquefaction train, which was idle in 2020 due to lack of gas. Dragon has estimated 4 trillion cubic feet of gas reserve and is just across the maritime border from a Trinidad field that has a pipeline to Atlantic LNG facility. Shell is expected to begin an environmental baseline survey in April to look at the waves, sea currents, earth movement, and marine life as part of the engineering work to construct a roughly 10 miles, 16 km pipeline from Dragon to its facilities in Trinidad, the sources said or added. Venezuela in 2023 granted a 30-year license to Shell and NGC to explore and produce the gas field. A final investment decision by Shell is expected this year after a decision from Washington on the extension of the US license. So people, you can think of it as you will. And this government under Dr. Rowley, when he was Prime Minister, and Minister Stuart Young, Minister of Energy, a portfolio still retains, would have renegotiated with Atlantic LNG, so we are getting more profits from that now. So people, let's keep an eye open on what this is about. I'm seeing that China, we as well, it's an international or regional news sometimes, right? So I'm seeing here that it says that the Republic of CNC3 News again, China stands with Caribbean, Cuba against US. And this was March 20th, 2025. The people of the Republic of China has expressed solidarity with Caribbean countries, urging the US to support the region's development. This comes as China defends Cuba's contribution to providing overseas medical missions to a large number of countries. Earlier this month, the US Donald Trump-led administration accused both Cuba and the Caribbean region of the exploitation and human trafficking of Cuban medical staff. But speaking at a press conference held by the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs on Wednesday, spokesperson Mao Ning called out the US for spreading misinformation in an effort to suppress other countries. China also acknowledged that Cuba's Overseas Medical Corporation has been welcomed and is appreciated by various Caribbean countries. The false narrative of forced labor has become a perfect excuse and hegemonic tool for the US to suppress other countries, the spokesperson said. China opposes coercive diplomacy and urges the US to immediately stop the blockade and sanctions on Cuba in any names and to remove Cuba from the list of state sponsors of terrorism. Former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley joined CARICOM regional leaders in opposing Trump's threat to revoke visas of officials from countries employing Cuban doctors and nurses. Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley shared similar views, praising Cuban medical doctors and nurses for helping Caribbean countries get through the COVID-19 pandemic. Cuba has refuted the claims made by US, labeling it as an unjustified aggressive move. The Chinese Foreign Ministry commended Cuba for dispatching more than 60,000 medical professionals to over 60 countries, including the Caribbean, and performing more than 17 million much-needed surgeries. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. People, I want you all to listen to this, and this is just a little labor movement. I want you all to understand where PSA members put themselves when they would have voted for Felicia Thomas, who, in my opinion, I call she a dunce. Listen to this.
Hundreds of things, all kind of projects. What about the workers? You're borrowing money for everything else. Why make the population feel that the only purpose you borrowed money for back then was to pay workers? You borrowed money to do everything else in this country. Reality is, in this country, they spend about $58 billion a year on average. Yeah. How much of it is spent on workers? It has nothing to do with whether or not this country has money. It has to do with them not wanting to spend money on workers. And I'll give the example of NIB. We signed an agreement with NIB. And again, another reason why I had to make my statement, there's no meeting and treating in good faith. Wow. There's an agreement signed between the PSA and NIB for 9% for NIB workers for the period 2014 to 2016. That was signed in 2020. The workers were supposed to get their back pay in 2020. We are now in 2025 and still fighting that matter in the court because the state refused to pay NIB what is theirs, what is rightfully theirs. So can I say to the NIB worker, vote PNM? Because here what I'm sure of, the NIB worker will not get their 9% with the PNM in office. Can I say to the workers of the Board of Inland Revenue Customs and Excise Division to vote for the PNM? The answer is no. If they remain in office, those persons will be in the same predicament, either out of a job or transferring to an authority without knowing what you're getting when you go over there.
Right. Let me tell you what this girl is a dunce. If you want to make an argument for the 9% that NIB would have signed off on with the CPO, and they didn't get it yet, you can make an argument. But to bring in like a real jackass to talk about every year the government spending how much millions of dollars and public officers getting nothing. Does this dunce know what it means by reoccurring expenditure? Out of that $50-something million she said that the government spending every year, out of it paying public officers' salaries. Is that what they vote for? The 2,000 and how much PSA members, is that done so they vote for to talk that stupidness there? We annual budget since 2014. No, let me just read. Let me read this. Felicia Thomas, she was the first vice president before Felicia Thomas become the president of this union, now is a political party, the PSA. This girl used to be the general secretary of PSA under Duke, And then this girl became the first vice president of PSA for 5 years, And as a PSA executive officer since 2014, having no understanding, imagine all them years this dunce sit down in PSA in an executive position and do not understand that the country annual budget on income and expenditure and trying to make a case on 91.9, you hear where she going? 91.9 of how much the country budget of $58 billion. She don't understand. While it is some persons' negotiations, like public officers' negotiations, has not been settled, and that is not a government fault alone, and I'll continue to say that. And the NIB situation, but that 58 billion she talking about, is a recurring expenditure, and what public officers does get out it is the damn salary. So you can't make a case with NIB negotiation and we salary every month. We salary every month is different than when only going to sit down and negotiate every 3 years. When you finish every 3 years, the whatever percentage we get, that we salary. And every year in the budget, money is taken out to pay we. So how we can say the government, every year they have a big budget and public officers don't get nothing from it. Oh God, man. The girl, you can see this girl go and sit down in front. Captain Ting, Dr. Dindial. He will, oh God, I'm a powder on my face on the table. On the table. But I want to go further. This dunce talking that. But when she was with Duke in the executive, when I say with, me I mean personal with, I talk about the party executive. Duke told us he got a settlement for the period. Well, in 2019, he let us know he got a settlement and the period would have been 14-16. He's not going to open it or he's not going to tell me nothing ever happened. Why she didn't encourage him as the general secretary to tell the public officers what was the percentage, because we don't get back pay for that already. When she was walking up she ass all over, Tobago all over, and campaigning with Duke for the PDP, and Duke was forming the party, and Duke getting into politics in the THA as minority leader, did it studying public officers. When we go into meetings in front of the CPO, and Drew coming late and jumping on the table, she was right there with Liberties as the advisor, the consultant to Duke, getting $16,000 a month. She was right there getting a big salary as a general secretary. They were telling Duke to sit down and negotiate on behalf of public officers. So he's saying down now on 91.9 to talk a pack of gubar and talk about you can't tell people to vote for PNM. You blasted fast and out of place, girl. You can't tell no public officer who to vote for. We can tell you who man to take. We can tell you who to skin your leg for. You can tell we who to vote for. I don't know PSA could advise people who to vote for with a consultancy firm for politicians now. But listen to Duke.
That all public servants, all workers in the country know that the government has made an offer. I have not even looked at the offers yet, and they have made one. And I will look at it next year. I'm not worrying myself right now because I know they are on folly. When we look at it next year, we will decide whether we will accept the offer or not. So that's what I'm saying.
That was in 2019. It was about November, December, I remember, because it was coming close to Christmas. That way, so you look at it in 2020. Did she remind him to look at it? You come in to tell people no, but the government and trying to, again, I don't have a problem with trying to make your case for the 9% and NIB. But you can link it to a weak, stupid argument like what you know make the girl is a real Felicia Thomas are telling you again. The tears of public officers and people who retired and ain't getting money go fall on you because you was right there with Duke. You was there in the beginning. Duke gone. You was there with Leroy. Leroy gone. When the shit hit the fan, they will leave you because they realize that you're stupid. You're going to be the patsy. You're going to be the scapegoat, and when they miss, you're going to get it, girl. Okay. I word to the wise is sufficient, but you don't, so I have to tell you it over and over. So let me continue. So there was some cleanup on the coastline in which part they had this cleanup. Right? If Dote Shada look, is that girl who is the president of PSA. the president, no, she's the political leader of Sacrosan, and the headquarters is PSA. If Dote should have look, that's how it would have look. So 20th of March, 926 pounds of waste removed from TCL coast cleanup. Trinidad Cement Limited focused on sustainable freshwater resources and effective waste management solution led a coastal cleanup of its community last Saturday ahead of Water World Day. TCL team of employees, volunteers, and their families joined the Claxton Bay Fishermen Association and Caribbean Network for Integrated Rural Development, the local affiliate to International Coastal Cleanup, to remove 926 pounds of waste from the Claxton Bay coastline. Claxton Bay contains natural waterways and marine habitats, such as mangroves, forests, and a coastline that supports the fishing industry. TCL is committed to serving its operating communities and preserving the environment through various initiatives aimed at protecting these resources. Over 30% of the waste collected will be recycled. A significant amount of plastic waste will be co-processed in the company's kiln as part of clean, like the thing that does burn everything, right? KILNS, okay. As part of an upcoming trial to use waste as an alternative source of fuel across TLC operation. So that is good work coming in from TLC. They didn't sit on board the government and with the government, they give it back to the community that they are part of with the factory. And today, people is World International Down Syndrome Day. As you know, my partner is Down Syndrome, I'm a Lyme partner, my Pumpkins, my Doodoo Robert, and to the whole of the Down Syndrome community, to Mr. Glenn Niles, the president of Down Syndrome Family Network, and all his team, Ms. Ghani, and the whole team that are doing beautiful, beautiful work for the Down Syndrome community, keeping them informed, having workshops, having lectures, bringing down persons who are Down syndrome but who are living independently to speak to the parents to let them know that they don't have to always have this stranglehold on children with Down syndrome. They can become fulfilling adults in this society. We have Down syndrome persons working at KMAX, I think it is. We have one who's working at the hospitality part. They have Hyatt. We have one who has her own bakery doing baked goods and stuff, and so many others who into fashion and all that. So they're doing fantastic work there, Mr. Glenn and his whole team. Also, Lady Ho Choice School have been doing it for years. We have Michelle Samuel who doing a lot of work with the vocational school with the older children, who are men and women, adults, and all the other teachers that are part of that vocational school. The ones in Arima, Mamusa, I think it is. We have Warden Patrick, and so many other schools that are doing human service with the teachers who are skilled in treating with children who are Down syndrome and autistic and other form of challenges. So love go to the whole community, and I hope you all bought your colored socks, wear your socks today to show support for the Down syndrome community. I saw Prime Minister Young had on his. So I just needed to put that out there quickly. So UNC telling the hi Kenneth, you remember this group that formed for those political parties to have ethics and morals and stuff during the election season, and UNC would have dropped out? Well, Dave Tanku, the one with the long name, I think he telling them, look now, all your good, yes? Just a minute. UNC. If me find it when I continue in one time, me at time. I think it's this one. So Dave Tanku seemed to have a lot to say. This was in the Guardian, and I thought I'll read the whole article. 20 hours ago, it's more than 20 now, in the, again, Guardian, the 21st of March 2025. UNC wants political behavior council over monitoring its activities. So that means they're coming out against stink and dirty, I guess. Because did Philip Alexander say he can't wait to join with Gary and he can't wait to join with Anal and Nakir and all of them and whatever. So the United National Congress has called on the Council for Responsible Political Behavior not to make any reference to the party in its monitoring of the operations of political parties, noting that the UNC withdrew from the Council this year. The United National Congress continues to abide by the Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago, the Representation of the People's Act, and all other laws, really, particularly related to electoral conduct. UNC Chairman Dave Tanku said in a letter to Council Chairman Dr. Vishnu Raghunath yesterday, should any statement be issued by your council contrary to our request, we shall take the necessary action. Dr. Vishnu, they will take it to court. I would mean, the love court. But if it had to go privy council, that to get a visa, that to buy one. Tanku sent a letter yesterday to Raghunath after the council on Wednesday stated that it had started monitoring all parties and candidates for adherence to the council's code of ethical political conduct. This was after the general election date of April 28 was announced. Tanku said as a party which has withdrawn from the council since the 30th of January, we advise the council not to make reference to the UNC in any way, shape, or form, and this would amount to election interference. Your council is not a statutory or official body and accordingly has no legal authority over our party. Yours is a self-appointed body whose name may falsely give the public the impression that it has some measure of legal standing, which it does not. Okay, I'm reading anymore. Because it clearly shows that UNC does not have the interests of this country at hand. So they alone could cause people, say what they want, embarrass people, bully people, and all them things. Nobody should monitor them because this body has no legal standing. It's a gentleman thing. It's an honorary thing to be a part of this. Everybody know they don't have no legal authority, but it's a gentlemanly thing that you promise to behave yourself. So they apparently not going to behave themselves. And he's speaking about falsely. How much thing in the UNC has been falsely? Rishi Ramnarayan. It is alleged Suresh Ramachandran doctorate and so many other things falsely. Anybody know anything about falsely, it should be the UNC. That's my opinion. So they pull out it and they tell Raghunath and them, don't play only telling me about behaving myself at all. Leave we alone. So we'll see how that go. Dr. Rowley has said that not UNC, UWI, this was again March the 21st, CNC 3. Dr. Rowley accuses UWI academic of echoing UNC talking points. Former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley criticized University of the West Indies lecturer Dr. Vishnu Raghunath for recent comments made during a media appearance. In a post on his official Facebook page, Dr. Rowley accused Raghunath of presenting political opinions as academic analysis. The post did not reference a specific program or station, but referred to Raghunath's appearance on air yesterday morning. He took issue with Raghunath's remark regarding the legality of presidential appointments, saying all that he said could so easily have been refuted, and it turned out to be simply a carrier of UNC talking points that have nothing to do with UWI's scholastic effort. Dr. Rowley, who identified himself as a UE alumni, he did not identify himself, he is. He was the head of the seismic research department of UE for years. He graduated from there with honors. So the other one, he identified himself as if Dr. Rowley is a UWI alumni with 3 degrees from the institution. And he wrote, I am really offended by these people who do not work. They do no research. I put in that part better research. But are only eager to appear on media to peddle their opinions on issues that do not allow them to have their own facts. He further added, and you have to remember Dr. Rowley is a scientist. He deals with empirical information, not these imps and them with the opinions. Opinions are free, and all us have opinions. That is not fact, because it is very subjective. But when you have empirical evidence and information, it becomes objective, because there is something you can go back to and find it there. He further stated, they embarrass the UWI and they are simply purveyors of misinformation as they parrot opposition's kudu swallow. Dr. Rowley called for a mechanism to address what he describes as the misuse of UWI reputation. There must be a way to stop this nonsense, otherwise people will soon begin to dismiss the excellence of UWI, he said. You're so correct. You're so correct, Dr. Rowley. You just wonder what them does teach. Some of the lecturers and them who lecturing. Some. I ain't say, oh, I ain't calling nobody name, I ain't going all day. What did they be teaching the children? You remember I had one who became the Minister of Health and said, well, my class have thousands of students, and I just flash. Come up with the picture, just like that. To them, nothing in there, just. And what she was saying is to put in the mind, come up with that was during the 2010 election. And I just got a call and she told me, well, she wanted me to be Minister of Health. And I took it. Yeah. That teacher knew me. Well, I don't know. So I'm saying that the UNC has always been calling for observers, international observers. Well, they were written to, so international observers would be here. But I know that will stop them from asking for this, that, and all kind of the other, because that's the type of individuals it appears that some in the UNC are just obstruct. So there's going to be something else and all that. So opinions among political leaders divided on election observers. You see the same thing I'm telling you. This was in the Guardian, the 21st of March. While the United National Congress calls for independent international election observers for next month's general election, the National Transformation Alliance and Hope believes CARICOM presence will suffice. Okay. CARICOM has accepted TNT's request for an observer mission in January. However, United National Congress leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar, in a letter to Prime Minister Stuart Young, has raised concerns about potential conflict of interest. She cited the involvement of CARICOM Assistant Secretary General Elizabeth Solomon, who is married to former Attorney General Reginald Ramon. Okay. Persad-Bissessar also expressed long-standing concerns about the Elections and Boundaries Commission. NTL leader Gary Griffith supports external observers to ensure free and fair election, but believes CARICOM mission is adequate. If we cannot trust our CARICOM neighbors, then we should not be in CARICOM, Griffith told Guardian Media yesterday. Griffith clarified that he never insisted on international observers. He questioned another political leader's stance, asking how they could collaborate with CARICOM if they become prime minister while simultaneously distrusting its election observers. One of these political leaders even called CARICOM recent decision on gun violence a PR gimmick. But I am very comfortable with CARICOM observers in Trinidad and Tobago. We have always had external support to ensure a free and transparent process, and I fully support that. Griffith dismissed the idea that international observers were necessary over CARICOM, stating that nitpicking over observers was a waste of time. He argued, however, that their presence would deter baseless allegations from losing parties that could divide society and hinder national productivity. Meanwhile, Hope's chairman, Steve Alvarez, and his party had not yet discussed the issue, but planned to meet tomorrow. But he affirmed Hope's confidence in the Elections and Boundaries Commission, EBC, and CARICOM observers. Conservatively, the Congress of the People, aligned with the UNC, insists on extra-regional observers. COP leader Prakash Ramadar described the upcoming election as the most critical in the nation's history, arguing that its outcome must be beyond reproach. And it goes on and on and on and on. But I think Prime Minister, you would have done the right thing. Let all observers come in. So when they lost, they can't say, well, if this one did come and if this one did come, let it come, right? Here, them has nothing to fear and nothing to hide. So let me move on to something else. So as we talk about political party, I see that one political, look all you me, give me a minute. Who did send this to me, boy? Who did send this to me? Give me a minute. Well, I think it's so, for remember that. The waiters, the PP, Kizel Jackson, the political leader of her party, she has shown one of her candidates that is going up, I think, against MP Brian Manning down in San Fernando East. Let me show you all. Oh gosh. I'll give me a minute then.
Political leader of All People's Party of Trinidad and Tobago. Now today, this is the start of a weekend, and I'm bringing to you great news. Now people are asking, Kizel, we want to see your representatives, and we will have the traditional lawyer, the traditional doctors, the traditional engineers and architects, the skilled men, but we will also have a balance, a well-rounded, balanced presentation to you. And I start this with San Fernando East, with none other. I present to you All People's Party representative for San Fernando East, who you know as the real Roto, Mr. Clear Stafford. Mr. Clear, listen up. We waiting on social media this weekend. Social media shut down this weekend. Why All People's Party and why you want to represent the constituency of San Fernando East. So I have chosen the All People's Party because of their leader. I will tell you nothing else. I have always, since this party has begun, I have been looking on. And you will have known that because you will have been on my videos, watching it with me, seeing my commentary on this party. And what sold me is Miss Kizel Jackson having the ability to listen, to understand, and not say, because I told you so. When I ask a question, I get an answer. I get a real heartfelt answer. When I ask, what do you...
People stay with me. That interfere with it because the show is a good show, right? They can't take criticism. They can't take nobody talking about them. Them alone must talk. You hear what they tell the Vishnu, and we name Raghunath and them. Anyways, I ain't playing any more of this, but this is the person who is going up for the position of to fight against in the political arena against MP Brian Manning. She goes by she's a social media influencer called Raw Talk. And she joined Kizel Jackson. So I left them that day. I left them that day. So I see that a child has been suspended. I was thinking so too, Ricardo, but I said, you see me, Papa, people sensitive. I left them that day too. So this was March 20th at Scarborough, this is CNC renewed. Scarborough RC School, students suspended after violent incident in school. The Division of Education, Research and Technology has confirmed that it has suspended the student involved in an aggressive fight and subsequent loss of control at Scarborough RC School on Tuesday. The situation escalated when the male student reportedly became violent, prompting the principal to order a temporary lockdown. Teachers were instructed to secure their classrooms while students remain inside. Concerned parents were later asked to collect their children, and school officials initially referred to the event of the day as an incident. On Wednesday, classes were disrupted as teachers refused to return to their classrooms, citing ongoing safety concerns. Parents also demanded the student's removal, describing his behavior as dangerous. According to reports, the student had previously exhibited aggressive and uncontrollable behavior, leading to educators to raise concerns about the latest incident. A senior police officer or official confirmed that the disturbance involved two children and was eventually brought under control. However, parents remain deeply worried. One parent, speaking anonymously, alleged that the student had threatened others with weapons, broken bottles for students to run on, and attempted to re-enter the school after being removed. The division has assured that it is taking the issue seriously, arranging further evaluation and support for the student, including counseling and behavioral assessment. While disciplinary actions are in place, officials stress that their focus remains on addressing the root causes of the student's behavior through a comprehensive developmental plan. So this child was removed from the school, I think it was, yes, in Tobago, because of aggressive behavior, and it's not the first time. Let me read this here because this conversation has reared its head, and as I would have said, me afraid to talk about it. It's a situation 33 something years ago where MP Young, student Stuart Young at the time 17 years old, was involved in a situation where it is said there was bullying involved in it. And it has created a stir. I want to put on the table, I don't condone bullying or violence of any kind, I don't. But there's a however, right? And I'll tell you what the however is. It is good to bring it up and to say that Minister Sioton was a bully. Well, Prime Minister Sioton was a bully when he was a student at 17 years old. The man is 50 years old now. And it has become a national issue again. This morning I listened to I-95.5, and I was very disturbed that they asked a question that was in itself very confusing. And I listened to the response. And a large percentage of the people said they were against this issue coming up now. Lo and behold, when the polls was called, 66% said yes, it should come out now and whatever. I was listening. I sorry I didn't take down the amount of people who would have said they don't agree that this issue should come back up. So they're saying, the host of that show is saying that they agree that it should be spoken about. But you know what is instructive? I'm going to read you all something here, and this is an account from somebody who writes an article, has a news space that I sometimes use for info called Wired 868. Apparently, that individual went to the school, went to St. Mary's, the one we call CIC, St. Mary's. And he would have given an account of it. I want you all to listen to something in particular. He said, I never forget the last time that I saw Imran Khan, my former St. Mary's College classmate, not the cricketer. We were on the second floor of the school one morning, and I heard a buzz in the corridor. I looked up to see Imran walking towards me with a blood-stained baton. What happened? I asked him. I just couldn't take it anymore, he said. And Imran put the baton in his locker, closed it, and walked towards his classroom. I walked in the direction that Imran came from to find out what happened. Everywhere, boys looked stunned. Imran, they said, has just cracked open Stuart Young's head. You know, there's no attention paid on that. people trying to tell you, what are you talking about that for? Because he was bullied and he reacted. Okay. Back in the day, we didn't use no word bullying as such. We said teasing and cane pick on. That wasn't a crime. It may have been wrong, but it was not a crime. But it has always been a crime to take a weapon and injure somebody, assault them. That has always been a crime. So when I look at this situation, there are two victims here. Because they never said Stuart Young, Centennial Stuart Young, and the other fellas and them was beating this Imran Khan. They say bullying him, so we have to assume his words. And at the time, he wasn't being, based on the story, read again, because that's what we have. Stuart Young, 17-year-old, wasn't telling Imran Khan nothing. But not only that, Imran Khan, because he couldn't take it no more, came from home or wherever with a baton, and on seeing the first one of the person who does bully him, according to the story, hit him a blow to the head, bust open the head, crack open the head, that's what they say. And this guy who writing this piece said, when he looked up, he saw Imran coming with a blood-stained baton, and Imran put it in his locker, lucky locker, and go into class normal. But all they still want to tell me, or they just focusing on how Imran was bullied. You see, people need to be careful when they open up cans of worms. When I read more of this gentleman who wrote this piece, it seemed that St. Mary is a place where initiation is bullying, kick you, pull away a ball, tap you up, do you all kind of thing, the bigger boys when the young ones come in. So it seemed to have been a pattern of behavior. I heard Dominic Romaine, who is going up for the candidacy in Maraba, oh gosh, I was always forgetting that's the constituency of deceased MP, Lisa Moran Julian. He went to St. Mary's, he said, probably about 2 years after Prime Minister Young. And he was subjected also to it. He said they used to come around here and sing happy birthday. And after the happy birthday done, them group of boys, they used to beat you. And he said they beat him up whatever, but when he hold on to the first person in front of him and gave you some licks. But it happened in the moment. So he was defending himself against physical attack. They used to tell him things like, stand up there, close your eye, and then, boy, hey, look, he disappear and all those things because the color of his skin. I'm going to say here, not everybody could take bullying or pick on or talk. Not everybody could. There are some people who they will take it and they will dig in and show you all the black are black, are bright. I got pass my exam. All the ugly are ugly. I will show you. Some children will adopt that. Some children not able to. But my point is this. Why are we not also speaking about the Imran Khan who couldn't take it no more? He wasn't bullied at the time and crack open a next student head. Because if he had hit Stuart Young, 17-year-old, and when he hit him in the head, he fall on the ground. And anything come out of that, he might have been in jail. This Imran Khan, he may have been in jail since back in the day. But not only that, if matters were taken to the next level, just like this boy in the school and all read was suspended for aggressive behavior, and teachers didn't want to be there and Ting, and he threatened this one or whatever it is for aggressive behavior. They didn't say when they write in the piece in the Mirror that it was aggressive bullying. It was bullying. And maybe it may have been, I don't know how the guy was, if he was fat, calling him fat, but I don't know if he was thin, calling him thin, whatever it is, but they never say it was aggressive. But this boy who was bullied, he became an aggressor in a time when there was no threat of bullying to him. And he came with a baton. The baton is not a part of the school equipment for a child. So he came with it from wherever he got it, came to school with it, premeditated. And when he was finished with his act, He walked calmly to his locker, put the blood-stained baton in the locker closet and walked to class. I don't have no certificate up on a wall saying as a psychologist. But I do enough psychology to know that behavior would have warranted some kind of action to be taken. But everybody focused because Stuart Young, 17, is now Prime Minister Stuart Young, 50. Although he has been in public life all this time, people saying as has he become Prime Minister now. But nobody ain't talking about the boss head he get. And that is where I just have a problem. You want to talk about the bullying? Talk about the assault. Because the assault was an extreme measure to be taken for bullying. While I hear the same people who bullying does go and think their life, and I hear that, I know these things happen, but I'm saying again, let me look at it in context. Because all who want to be talking now about it, when the little boy that killed himself up in his school and up in Siparia, they was going to make this in his name and do this camera, and they was going to all the kind of people do all kind of thing, and they just jailed and just died on just so. So don't tell me nothing. But what is so concerned about bullying? Because that situation, unfortunately, with Jaden, nobody don't have that to study and think again. They have nothing. That's the thing. So don't tell me now, also, we have to deal with bullying. That's something 33 years ago, all I want to bring forward. But something that happened just last year and has been happening in present time, what are they doing about it? So I want to tell some all their past me all their bullshit. Yes, I seen it. And I want to say again, I do not condone bullying. I do not condone violence. But we must be objective when we're talking about these things. There were two victims there, Imran Khan and Stuart Young, 17-year-old Stuart Young. One guy had busway when there was no bullying going on because the papers didn't say that day Stuart Young was teasing him or nothing. It said the first person he see must be out of the group who is to tease him or wherever it is, he bust with the head. And my concern is he knew what he was doing because he came with it. And anybody he see, he was going to deal them some blows. And having done something like that, just walk calmly and put away the baton and go in the class. Nobody talking about that. Well, they just want to focus on Prime Minister Stuart Young, all the good years, all the good years. So I leave that there. So Khadija Amin was talking somewhere and talking about the same situation with Prime Minister Stuart Young. And I think it would have to do with when he would have, at the news media, the conference they had, they asked him about it and he would have addressed it in a general way. And he's sorry for all persons who would have been bullied all that. They ain't happy with that at all. They want this thing rehashed. I want to ask Khadija and all of them. All you know how Imran can live in now? All you know if he has continued to get himself and that aggression he have and do people think and in jail or something? All you know anything but his life? That's all I want to bring up this because we know Prime Minister Stuart Young life, he right here with me. So when all I want to open up can of worms, all you know what Imran can because he clearly had some type of break. And while I understand some people can't take the bullying, my conversation is at the time he committed his crime, because that is a crime, he wasn't being bullied. Nowhere in the article say Stuart Young, 17 years old, was bullying him, and in defense of the bullying, he pick up something, whatever. He come with a baton. He come to do somebody bodily harm. And that hitting in the head could have caused a death or brain damage. What 33 years now, what would I be saying? You know what I say? Oh God, because they bully him that way he do, he didn't bound to do that, boy, that way he do, and look at the all the be fear and all the thinking. It is just as if, let me tell you all quickly, I mean no police neither, but I common sense. Somebody come by you and they come inside the gate wherever and your dog bite them. Let me tell you something, how they could win the case against you, especially if they get infected or whatever it is. First of all, let me ask, was there beware of the dog sign on your gate? You say no. Whether you invite the person or not, or is a thief coming in a yard or not, you have a sign saying beware the dog, because what they will say, if there was a sign marked beware the dog, the person might not have taken the chance to come in a yard. So they come in. All I feel these things are simple. So they come in a yard now. So you have to beware the dog. They come in. The dog bite them. You know the next question? Did you have your dog properly secured? You think it's just so? A next example. You walk somewhere and you're walking wherever, you walk and skid and fall down. You get this damage wherever. You know what they're going to ask? Was it non-skid tires? If it was non-skid tires, did you have on the proper shoes? Your slippers must have been worn down. Did they have a sign saying caution walking there? All these things that's come into play. And you will get injured, that's end up being in the wrong. Or the person who injure you does end up in the wrong if they weren't provoked. So nobody provoked you at the time. So there was no self-defense. The person back turned. There was no cussing you. And they turn the back and walk away. And you hit them some lash from behind or start from behind. You will make jail. Because they will say when the person back, they turn to you walking away, they presented no threat to you. That's how these things has gone. So me reading the article, Minister Stuart Young did not, Stuart Young, 17 years old, did not present any threat to Imran Khan at that time. No physical threat. But he chose at that time because he snapped. He had taken home. He meditated from home. I'm going to come with this baton. Because it's not like a pencil in his pocket or a badge he have on. We take it off and choke. He come with a baton. That's not part of his school equipment or his school uniform. So he came from wherever he came with that and in mind. Today, any one of them I catch, a swing. That is assault. So don't only be telling me about Imran Khan and the bullying. Talk also about the assault, the physical assault, where blood pass, where they say man head crack. Talk about that too. So I leave it that day. But Khadija, I mean, when she was talking about the thing, all she talked about and bullying. You know, she ended up calling Prime Minister Stuart Young, she called my mama Pullman. So you talking about bullying. Because all they talking about it, me talking about bullying, you know. All they talking about bullying, but all they still bullying people. So let me show all you some of the real bullies. Them talking about bullying, let me show you the bullies. Listen to one of their own. This is talk the thing, you know.
This has been a very, very unique debate for me because, outside of the regular PICOM, we have also faced some PICOM from our own side. And that has been very unique. But I can't leave things unattended, Mr. Deputy Speaker, because I sat down here and I listened as a colleague started a contribution talking about A teams and B teams and ended a contribution talking about a very serious, very important national issue on bullying. That same colleague spent a lot of time this year talking about who was nobody, Nimakaram, etc.
Please, members, only Tabakita this time, please. Only Tabakita. Member for Tabakita.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. And so from the beginning of your contribution to the end of a 55-minute contribution, you could find yourself disagreeing with yourself on the things that you have done. You have to understand that people are watching. And Mr. Deputy Speaker, I'll just say this and close this point. That is not given A-team behavior. To contradict yourself in 55 minutes is not A-team behavior. And take that from me, I've been an A student my entire life. Take that from me, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
So tell all of those voting pretenders, those who aspire for leadership and will not do one day work, that your time is up sooner rather than later.
Yeah? Kadisha, I'm talking about bullying. Let me go again. I want, okay. Let me say, listen. That's what.
We know that you are a compassionate woman, but I still think you were too kind when you said Rowley was the laziest prime minister in this country. When Ansel Roger stood and he told us that it is being said in hushed tones, that Rowley is a lazy son of a bitch. I want to tell you tonight that the fraudulent
People, let's say what Malay continue. And again, it's offensive.
Everybody is now saying, political leader, that Rowley is the laziest prime minister yet, but they agree that he is no longer in hushed tones. The man is one outright blatant. I thank you, brothers and sisters.
Because of that behavior on a platform, Radio Jagarati refused to carry any more Monday night live because of that behavior. Isn't that bullying? We're going again. I tell all when they shut down the live, always say go come back up, they can't take the truth. The truth is a brute. Listen to this. Isn't this one of their own? Because he has professed that he is a UNC. Listen to him. This is our senior counsel.
The Prime Minister is an imposter when it comes to say that he will subscribe to his oath. He's a liar.
Okay, we won't say it's a strong statement.
I am saying it, let him sue me. He's lying to the population, he's lying to the country, left, right, and center. Just how he lie about the Millgate. But that will leave the Millgate
well,
aside.
You know.
Yeah? Them could tell you what they want to know. That is not bullying. Okay, wait. Let me play more bullying behavior. Listen to this. This is study, I think it is.
The origins of the...
So I know that field mentality is in this big pun or this scene there. But I want to deal with that subject matter this morning because for this week, I hear this party talking about bullying, talking about Stuart Young with some incident 33 plus odd years ago. And I really wonder if this party is serious. I don't know. I wondering what really going on, because these people have the audacity to speak on bullying. Really? We in this party, we are bullied for everything. We are bullied because we contest our internal election.
Well, let's take what my
Taxi to carry at Monday Night Forum and Pavement Report. We are bullied to sign standing orders for this party to take 10% from the little stipend that we get from local government. We are bullied for everything. You understand? So I can understand one nonsense every Monday morning. There's some idiotic topic. How much people in Natex, wife, had to run to a foreign country because they are being bullied by their husband? How much? Tell me now, how much? All they get real, man. Talk about policies. Talk about regenerating and revitalizing the economy. Talk about the policies that is in place to curb crime. Talk about the policies that is in place to assist the needy of this country. But every morning there's some notices about bullying and bullying. We are bullied to go on social media and make posts to say we support Kamna Pusad Bisesa. And if we do it, it's problems. If we stand in orders to take 10%, it's problems. So what notices are they talking about bullying? Or is the biggest set of bullying in this country? Look.
Yeah, people. Victor Roberts said in here the UNC is the biggest set of bullies. Imagine it as bullier to take money from your salary. It was bully out that you had to go on social media and say you're loyal to Kamna Pusad Bisesa, and them talking about dictator. And they was talking about Dr. Rowley was dictator. Okay, let me continue. They could interfere with the live as much as they want. I go wait until it come back up and I go do my live. And people could always watch it after. All they doing me nothing and me ain't getting vexed. All they continue. You talk after talk. Let me listen to some bullying here now. You go see bullying. Let me see this one.
Rowley, you know, I just tell you all kind of thing, boy. Rowley, I just tell you, you're old, you use holy goat weed, you kick your ball in the golf club, you're taking all them ministers and minister wife down in your office, pass the tree dog, the parrot, and going on the red couch. I just tell you, it's a pathological liar. You disgusting. You just found your wife, your beautiful wife of so many years without prophylactic. I just tell you, Renaissance, you signed the outline approval to improve the asset base of your friend's son, John Rahal, with Joseph Rahal. I just tell you, last night, two rights of you and Noel Garcia. I see Noel Garcia coming out of Matthew with a big bag and I see your name on it. Why you not believe me then? Why you come and tell me something? You're going to attack DPP. You're attacking judges, people who have the convention that they cannot respond to politics because their job and the requirements and the propriety and the decorum, they do not respond because you are Mama poor Billy boy. You understand? I could respond. Politics is about response, about debate, about discussion. Why you tell me something very early?
You see them man and them woman big so the piggy just can't stand up and so soft and small, you know. You just know them, you know. Once it a mouth, another woman tell them that they can't take talk, you know. Them so can't take talk, you know. All this talk about Stuart Young small. That is not bullying. That's not bullying. If they was to tell you about the woman and them, where they have the woman with the line, oh she whole leg spread and all that was like the Forest some man with parting. It is alleged some next one he was with, it is alleged the father to come and get she because it is alleged it's licks and more licks. It is alleged it's licks and more licks. I don't know, I don't be there. But you know them can't take talk, but I don't always want to talk about people. But them don't bully people. Them don't bully nobody. Them perfect. Let me see our next one. Let me see if I get this one here.
I find that the behavior of that leader, I'm not asking for any help, you know, because my family is back broad and my spine stiff. That is the same leader who went in the parliament with Bonella Allen and Wade Mark and Monilal and put on the Hansard that I'm a rapist. Bring a picture of a house inside the parliament, blow up a house and come and tell the parliament, in this house the opposition leader raped somebody. After that, I don't expect anything from Kamala Prasad, Mr. Sam, more than the worst. So when Arnold Roberts prepares videos and try to scandalize my wife, all I could tell Arnold, I could take her one if I get one. I ain't sending nobody to kill nobody.
Alright? Talk does bring talk. But they didn't bully Dr. Rowley. Listen to this.
UNC Councillor for Kelly Village, Warren Samuel Sanka claimed he has received threats after his attendance at local government meeting, which was boycotted by UNC colleagues on instruction of the opposition leader. Sanka said he has not spoken to Prasad Bisesa yet, but he knew he made the right decision by showing up for the conference on Wednesday. It was also because Sanka was removed from the UNC WhatsApp group.
Okay. That's a UNC councillor, because he went to the conference at the government plaza when the Dr. Rowley and the PNM or the government were speaking about local government reform. Kamala Prasad Bisesa informed all she councillors and them don't go. He went. He started to get threat after that. They could interfere with the live, that is all right. Listen to this one.
This is not the Ministry of Agriculture. Let us deal with the ministry.
We have to look at it in a holistic fashion.
Let us deal with the Ministry of Agriculture. We're not here to deal with the issues of the government.
That's how you cannot look at this. You have to look at this in a holistic way.
Senator Naked.
People are not receiving grants to buy food, then the Ministry of Agriculture.
Let's go to a break. All right, it's just about 5 minutes to the hour of 7 o'clock, so we have about that time, about 4 minutes left with Minister Clarence Rambrad, because the Senator Naked has exit stage left. Of course, it got a bit rowdy, and that's not what we're trying to do here. So, Minister, thank you for staying with us.
Yeah, thank you very much. I have a responsibility to the country.
That is Naked trying to bully Miss Naked, let go, talking over she. You're going to do an interview, hear your behavior. But nah. Listen to this one.
The smoke will come this way, man. The smoke went that way.
I hear they're going to be doing this very often, interrupting people live who talking about them. So it is what it is. This man is the mayor down in Siparia, Mungru, Dugnat, Mungru, whoever.
The smoke will come this way, man. The smoke went that way. If you watch good, you would have seen the smoke went that way and it didn't come into your property.
Alright? That's the behavior attack. Burgess, you know. So she go inside. That's one. I'm gonna get this one. I want to see this one.
King Liar did not.
When the protest started, it first sounded like they were saying no to Kangaloo. as in Christine Kangaloo. But if you're hearing kangaroo, no to kangaroo, well, you'll be right as well. But this is no disrespect to the president-elect.
I didn't say Christine Kangaroo. I said kangaroo. I'm speaking about just what I have here. That is no reference to Christine Kangaroo. This is the carnival season, and I brought a little humor to the protest.
Right? Well, they're going to protest they're going to protest the president, Her Excellency, Christine Kangaroo, and carry a thing like a kangaroo and balling him referring to shit. I see that he was just cussing up a woman there. Telling she go inside, so that he behavior. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're talking nonsense, why? Never said that you're lying. You have children. Never said that you're lying. Never said that you're lying.
Alright, so everybody have seen. I don't know if it was bad as that, but I did me. The one in the jersey, not the man who in the swing. That did me, that's how they getting on. He's a man. But I'm not bullying. You're going by the people place. Listen to this one. Right. This one is just pity. I'm here time with that. Just now. They're talking about bullying. Let me see this one. No, just now. It's that one. Gosh, for the damn thing. Look at my minute. Oh, remember the UNC? Who it was, my Tim Gopi Senior, the education minister. He's on a plan ass. Did I was on that? Oh, remember that? Let me see what we have here. Right? All you know is that remember the people, the body that does like that if water to raise and they just go around in the community and thing getting consulted. Or remember when you see people run them, look at the behavior. You want to stop and continue That UNC, I think Paradat was there. I'm not sure if Saddam was there, whoever. Them inciting the people to run the body out. What was the name of the regulatory something. To run them. They want to talk about bullying. So let me continue anyway, yes, Papa. So let it continue to shut down the live. I will wait till it come up and continue wherever it is. They ain't going to tell me. Or they will just watch it after. If or they want to wait till it come back up, I know they will stay with me. So Kamala has an advertisement on RIC, that's it, Regulated Industry Commission. Thanks, Adara. Kamala have a commercial running. In fact, about a couple of them running and talking about when UNC win, everybody win. When UNC win, it's only certain people, friends and family does win, not me say so. When the PNM win, the whole nation does win because the PNM is the only national party and all policies are put in place for all persons, no matter what affiliation is, spiritually, politically, what ethnic group, nothing for everybody. When the UNC win, it's only a small section of people does win. That's what she needs to go. So let me play the pundit where he say, me didn't say it, I don't say these things. The only pundit says, he says so. Let me see if I find it here quick. I'm not feel them could fool everybody, boy. Not everybody does settle. We're not chubby, you know. Not everybody does settle for not chubby and a doubles and thing, you know. And I'm saying that disrespectfully, not saying it because I would just say about we. Jalal, saying whatever the name here, the kind of thing he does say about we. Nah? Which part of this thing is, boy? Well, give me a minute. Listen to what the pundit say. Me they say so. The pundit says so while he gain praise. He said, you can see, don't get no Indian nothing. Me they say so. What do you think? What do you think, boy? Well, look at me a minute. Oh gosh, what time I have to go quiet. Look at me a minute, I go find it quick. Go find it quick, God is good. I go find it quick. He says so. He said, I don't care about Indian people. They ain't get Indian people no work, they ain't get them nothing. Not me say so, it's the one, and I could only repeat what them say. Because I never hear they come out and say what you say wrong. Oh God, only I thought I had the thing just now, eh? But remember what I'm talking about. And thanks for staying with me only when the life goes on. They said that they will be doing that often as the election is not all who, it is alleged, all who does come out and talk in defense of Trinidad and Tobago, they're shutting down their life every minute. They're just hacking to it and something they just do. That ain't going to stop UNC from losing the election. That ain't going to stop them. That ain't going to stop people from knowing the truth. Before we had internet and all them things, the messages were still passed. That ain't going to stop people from watching all that and so they don't care about this country. So I don't know where it is, where's the real scene. I was still trying to find it. The pundit put it proper. The only people that benefit, he says so, when you UNC in office, is certainly not Indian people, he say. So imagine that. If Indian people ain't benefiting when Kamala in office, and African people not benefiting when Kamala in office, who does benefit? Okay, I can't find that. No, let me play this thing instead. No matter only who does benefit. And that is not me say so. I'll tell only who does benefit. I just searching through this. I'll show only who does benefit. I'll show only who does benefit when the UNC in office.
Nation. Fellow citizens, as a people, we must never accept corruption
Under the People's Partnership, it has reached the scale of billions of dollars. When we consider the multi-million-dollar contracts given out to their friends, families, and financiers, and the controversial and questionable method by which these contracts are given out, we have absolutely no choice but to conclude that this is the most corrupt government we have ever experienced. This brutal and evil practice of corruption has brought terrible pain and suffering, anguish to the majority of our citizens, while a few continue to amass obscene wealth in the hundreds of millions. Nation, fellow citizens, as a people.
Roger say, so when the pundits say Indian people don't benefit under Kamala, she don't give them nothing. African people don't benefit, we just say that under UNC when Kamala did. So you hear who Roger say does benefit. You hear who he say does benefit? Say friends and family and financiers at the UNC. And listen to the kind of money.
In my whole 50 years, I have never heard so much corruption in one little island as I heard in this country over the last 2 days. I can't understand why we have got more praise all in this happening. There be too much corruption. And all these people corruption, you and I are paying for that because the country is not in a position to deal with that as they ought to be in the present condition. People are stealing money as if they plenty. As if it's their right to preach.
Right? That's what my candle dagger say. Look what could support just what you say. Give me a minute. The information is there, so they could shut down the live, they could Ting, wherever it is, the information there. This woman you're seeing here, she was the Auditor General before Jaiwanti Ramdas. And this was May 30th, 2014. Billions spent without documentation, Auditor General report. She said that they were spending money in the ministry, Sharon Otley. Billions of dollars spent in the ministry, and when they go for documentation to how the money spent, how it have nothing to show. But they don't talk about that. They're talking about a $2.6 billion error, accounting error, that everybody else supported that is because of accounting system, a new accounting system at Central Bank that caused that error. Even the AG, the Auditor General agreed because when she did the second report, she signed off on it. The Central Bank tells she, come in and look over it, just tell me who come in. She never respond. But I want to talk about 2.6 billion. But in 2024, the Auditor General, Sharon Otley, said billions spent without documentation. She didn't say it was an error, you know. She didn't say it was an understatement, you know. She said spent without documentation, billions of dollars. In all their ministries, they don't talk about that. All your goodies. So, Minister Stuart Young is speaking to the banks, and we look forward to hear what that can, not Minister, Prime Minister Stuart Young is speaking to the banks. And I think it has to do, I guess, with the Forex situation. So it says here, so we wait to see how that would pan out, what will come out of it. But those are things that is on the agenda he's treating with. So it says here, PM prioritizes Forex allocation 22 hours ago. Newly minted Prime Minister Stuart Young will meet with banking sector next Tuesday concerning the allocation of foreign exchange to the public. The Prime Minister made the announcement during the post-cabinet news conference yesterday, at which he said new Minister of Finance, Senator, let us forget that part, and Bolo, he did illegally put in all that the man was sworn in as a senator. Finance Minister Vishnu Kanpal will be also at the meeting. He said, I've invited the Central Bank and Bankers Association of Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm hoping for all CEOs and the chief executive officers of the banks that operate in Trinidad and Tobago to meet with myself, the Minister of Finance, right here at Whitehall. I intend to address immediately, and it will happen on Tuesday next week, the issue of foreign exchange and Forex and allocation of Forex as one of the first items on my list of priorities. The Prime Minister said the meeting will take place at 2:30 p.m. with the media invited to witness the start of the meeting. After the meeting, you will then be told in a transparent manner what was the outcome of that meeting. I intend to raise at the meeting the issue of foreign exchange and how it is that we can address that foreign exchange. The fact is that we have less foreign exchange than we used to. This is a fact of life. However, how do you look at the allocation with foreign exchange that is available to us amongst our citizens, Trinidad and Tobago, we said. Right? So we look forward to that. I'm also seeing that Prime Minister Young spoke about a new ministry. And this ministry is certainly not going to be set up to create a laws to free no financiers from extradition.
One of my main plans for how we're going to get things done. You see that water facility, you see how long it's taken, and certain projects take so long. I think one of the things I'm known for is getting things done. When I make up my mind I'm going to get something done, if it's dragon, if it's manatee, if it's other things, I try hard, I fight, all within the law, and I get it done. Correct? The country recognizes that. Let me tell you about my government on April 29th of this year. I am going to introduce for the first time a Ministry of Implementation and Efficiency in the government of Trinidad and Tobago out of the office of the Prime Minister. If for too long, things get lost in abeyance. And that ministry will have the ability, when I as Prime Minister say, hey, you see that water harbor, I need that done. When I need this done and I need that done, that ministry will have the ability to go in, to get the inefficiencies done across the system, to break the bureaucracy within the confines of the law, but to get things done because Trinidad and Tobago deserves better. And if the opposition try to stand in the way of constitutional reform, etc., fine. That Ministry of Implementation and Efficiency out of the office of the Prime Minister, we ride in them, and them ride in everybody else. We get a lot in that period. So look forward to that Trinidad and Tobago and the break. Who are now moved up and start here, right here in the briefing.
What was it hard to see?
So we look forward to that also. I'm also seeing some people would have written some editorials, and the support continues to Minister Stuart Young that we're hurting them. So this was from Ishmael from Taruba, former UNC Shogwarna's East Youth Officer. He said, full support for Young. Stuart Young is no stranger to service and the people. He is apparently every day in multiple places, making news headlines constantly and very active on social media, hosting, supporting, and appearing in numerous events, whether it be ministry functions, youth talks, and community engagement, etc. He is a great choice for the country and for our culture, for our future. I would like to convey to Dr. Peter Rowley, that the country is indeed in very capable hands. Young has risen well to the occasion. As a university student, I look up to Mr. Young, a legendary attorney with a legal career full of dignity that any lawyer would idolize. He has seemingly given his life to service as if he was born to help people. Pure class and selfless commitment to the community and country at large. A man of the people for the people. A true people person, a family man. A proper role model for all in the Republic, both young and experienced. A man that always has his facts. A man with integrity, so much so that if you look up the definition of integrity, you may as well see a picture of young pop-up. Our islands are grateful that we could call and rely upon the legal giant that is young, well deserving of legal serve. When I say young, as Prime Minister Young, I see honesty, I see the definition of seriousness, I see the definition of discipline, tolerance, and production, and having a somewhat short tenure thus far as Minister of Energy, I will consider him to be the greatest in the country's history. The greatest senator, one of the greatest members of the parliament in the world, and with our country being a mature energy province, and facing constant challenges like dealing with a post COVID 19 market, fighting off corrupt and cartel like competitors, and navigating around sanctions and politics, rest assured that TNT, Young, that is Prime Minister Young, is the best man for the job. And this is a youth speaking. And the youths are definitely speaking out. And listen to this one also. Listen to this one also. Just a minute, just a minute. I will tell all over how them they jumpy and interfering with people live and all kind of thing. This one is from Jacinta Latoya Williams, and it's an editorial. Genius of Young's Election Strategy, Masterclass in Political Warfare. In a move that will be studied in political strategy for years to come, Prime Minister Seo has delivered a masterstroke that has left the opposition disoriented, scrambling, and utterly unprepared. By announcing a general election just one day after unveiling his new cabinet, he has completely outmaneuvered the United National Congress, forcing the party onto the defensive and proving once again that strategic thinking wins battles before they even begin. Sun Tzu, what I love the quotes from Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu, the art of war, teaches that all warfare is based on deception. Young has embraced this philosophy in its purest form. The UNC was lulled into complacency, believing it had the luxury of time to organize, to settle its internal dispute, to craft a narrative, and to prepare an attack. Instead, Prime Minister Young struck with precision, catching the party exposed, disoriented, and vulnerable. But this wasn't just about calling an election. That was about controlling the battlefield before the first shot was even fired. Minister Young's first move was announcing a bold cabinet reshuffle that was a signal of intent. He declared that this was no caretaker government, this was his government, one that would shape the future of Trinidad and Tobago under his command. Before the opposition could properly analyze the implication of this new leadership structure, he landed a knockout punch, the dissolution of parliament and the immediate call for the election. This is the essence of strategic warfare. Move first, dictate the terms, and force your opponents into reactionary stance. Sun Tzu warns, do not give your enemy time to prepare, for a well-prepared enemy is twice as dangerous. Young understands this well. The PNM has been operating from a position of strength, while the UNC have been marred by internal division, indecision, and absence of clear leadership. Now, instead of crafting an offensive campaign, it is left scrambling just to get candidates in order. And let's be clear, this is the same UNC and the same political leader who for years has been clamoring for the election. They have shouted from the rooftop demanding that the people be given a chance to vote, calling for the government to seek fresh mandate. Well, there's the call. Well, their call has been finally answered, but there's a twist. The PNM wasn't calling collect. The sheer evidence of this move lies in its reckless efficiency. Prime Minister Young has not just put the UNC on the back foot, he has shattered whatever illusion of control it thought it had. The cries of its members of unfair or rushed ring hollow because this is exactly what they have been asking for. They assume that they will dictate the timing, the tempo, and the narrative. Instead, they have left their floundering. They have been left floundering, desperate, trying to adjust to a battlefield that they never saw coming. This is not just politics. This is the art of politics. It is strategy in the most refined form, calculated, deliberate, and devastatingly effective. The PNM has walked into this election cycle with momentum, a fresh leadership slate, and a campaign already set in motion. The opposition, meanwhile, is playing catch up in a race it thought it would lead. It thought it was leading in politics. It was leading in politics, as in war. Victory does not go to the strongest or the loudest. It goes to the one who sees the battlefield most clearly and strikes with precision. Prime Minister Young has not just won his first battle; he has defined the entire war. This message is clear. In the game of political chess, Prime Minister Young isn't just playing the game. He's already checkmated the UNC before it has even realized the game has just begun. I want to say, and just after this, you see all these flowery things that people writing and all that, it is nice and everything. All they don't get complacent, you know. With all that talk, if people ain't go out and vote resoundingly for the People's National Movement, all that talk will come to naught. So it sounds nice and everything is really inspiring, it motivates. But that motivation has to take it to the poll. And you see the bacchanal I keep telling all the UNC, don't get tired with them. When it's time to come together and the bell ring, all them who getting on and things coming right back together, don't get tired. We have to make sure, no matter what they say, how it look, how they mash up, that's not we business. We business is to go out and vote resoundingly for the People's National Movement. Make sure your ID card is in order. Carry everybody over 18 to go and vote. Vote for the candidate at the PNM that is in a constituency. Make sure they get the votes. Make sure the PNM win. Don't say no about PNM when already, boy. Master stroke. Talk is nice, but don't get up. Don't get up at talk. Isn't when this election won't be one we just talk. You have to physically go to the polls and vote. Okay? EBC has put out the listing, check the listing. See your name is there, go and check EBC, check your ID card, everything. Go out and vote. Okay? Don't say no number, oh God, they're looking good, boy. Chong, we're not ready. Nope. Nope. We will win and everybody go out and vote. When they come to vote, you know you went and vote. So, yesterday was the power walk in Tanapuna. Prime Minister Young went up to give support to candidate Esmond Ford in the incumbent at Tanapuna. And this was some of the scenes I was up there. I didn't bother to carry a live for the same reason. It only shutting down and that kind of thing, right? So these are some of the scenes from it, and that was hot in them. Just now. I'll probably volume just now. This is what hot in them, right?
He's coming back to my own, guys. He's coming to me to sports. He's waiting. If you have not gotten a chance to meet the Honorable Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, this is a moment. I
get June up here.
Greetings, residents. This is the voice of the People's National Movement. And
they want to say how PNM are here ask call on radio to talk about the PNM. Anybody pay anybody, them turn is a genuine thing, they come out. Them seeing Prime Minister Young when he was Minister Energy in Panorama talking with them all kind of thing. He went youth forum with them and talk with them know him.
Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Stuart Young, and your incumbent and next Member of Parliament for the constituency of Tunapuna, the Honorable Esmond Ford. Come out, meet and greet your representative under the banner of the People's National Movement, Mr. Esmond Ford, who raised is the PNM.
It's good. Look at this one. I think when you all see that here, the love for Prime Minister Stuart Young from the young people. Let's see what's happening across here. Prime Minister has always been meeting with his constituents, so this is nothing new. He meets and greets everyone in his constituency for the St. Anne's West. So he's walking into Tunapuna this summer walk with the Member of Parliament and incumbent minister. So that's some of the sites up there in Tunapuna yesterday, and everywhere you go, as I say, there's not no put on thing. And that is not no for the camera thing. That is how Minister Stuart Young is. He will climb up his step, go upstairs and sit down and talk with Granny. Make joke with Granny, Grandpa, and that is how he is. So when he walks in, the walks are take long because he going to talk to this one, that one, this one. That is how he is. And that's what hurting them. Because I was in that walk, and let me see, not the school children alone, let me see young people was in that walk. People walking on the main road and see they're stopping the car for the children to get a picture to shake his hand or something, and he accommodate. Nice how he is. And it's that love and that joy that he has in him that had them skating. So they're talking about some bullying 33 years ago. That's the only thing they could put up, and we expect them to come with all kind of foolishness. But we waiting. We waiting because we know that how they are. No man is perfect. We waiting to hear what they're coming with next, because this will die down with this bullying thing, because them does bully more. You see that video with Victor Roberts make? That the end of them talk with bullying now, because he like, them just bully them inside the UNC, and UNC most bullying set up people in there. That talk done. So they're going to come with something I just now. So I just want to tell you all, Minister Stuart Young was the Minister of Energy, still retain that as is now our Prime Minister. He has called the election for April 28th. And people want to talk about what his experience has been a minister. Well, he would have some short experiences when Dr. Rowley would have left the country. He had to act in his position. But I will say further than that, Canada, who is a much bigger country than with more millions of people than we, their Prime Minister has no experience in politics at all. He's a banker. And the Liberal Party voted for him, and they're going to have an election sometime, whatever it is. So, where's the big deal? But in the energy ministry, I will tell you that somebody else told me today that before Minister Young came in the scene as the Minister of Energy, the country used to, well, it used to be the technocrats would go and meet with the oil executive and all that, and they will have external persons who is the one will negotiate by the lawyers and all that. Since Minister Siochong has started, they don't have to do that again. He's the one that do negotiation with the technical team there. He's the one that sit. So the ministry don't have to look for no outside lawyer, no outside negotiator. He's the one that actually sit. And not only that, them just go directly, not to the local body or the Shell and this one, them going directly to the parent body out in the Hague and Texas, and when I was sitting in the boardroom and negotiating. He named so good out there. He and all that said have on a first name basis. They offer him work and thing to come and work for them. They're so impressed with his skill in negotiations. And that's what we want. And when I think about negotiation, I think about that dumb clown who is the political leader, sacrosanct, and the political headquarters is the PSA. Sit down and talk that crap on 91.9 or 91.1 or whatever the hell it is. No, I think it's 91.1. Talk all that crap. Chalk and cheese. You think she could stand up to Jennifer Baptiste Primus? Never. But I come back to Minister Siochong. I was just talking negotiations and it just went there. That's what he does. So these are some of the things he would have done in the energy sector while he was there. It have more, but I just have a few. Renegotiated ownership stake in Atlantic LNG under the old structure. Shell and BP respectively own 54% and 40% of trains 2, 3, and 4, while NGC has 11.1% of train 4, but no stake in trains 2 and 3. Now, the agreement simplifies the project structure into ownership across all 4 trains, which effectively reduces Shell's stake of 45% and raises BP's stake to 45%, while NGC gets a 10% share. And NGC is we, so we get more money. Cross-border alliances with Venezuela to develop the Dragon Field. We hear Shell talking about that. We see it in the report from Reuters. I haven't heard anybody dispute it, so I just read that there. NGC multi-billion-dollar profits. Phoenix Park Industrial Estate facilitating local and foreign direct investment. Manatee project started. Mento platform completed. Osilet TOPR/Cassia extension projects completed. Employment opportunities completed. We see up in Labre that manufacturing place that are doing the sheeting for the pipes and whatever it is for the oil and gas and that kind of thing. Right? We have all those things happening. That's not what we want. We wanted something new, we wanted young, we wanted fresh. We didn't want the black man, he too black, he this way. So you just get what you want, and I want to get what you want, and you have a problem. But I want to tell you again, don't get caught up with the UNC and their foolishness. Do not be fooled with the UNC and their foolishness and all they're getting on. It's good for theater, it's good to sit back and laugh and all that. And all who writing all this flowery thing about the Prime Minister Young, that is good. All that is good. But elections are not won by talk on paper and people writing. And elections are won with people who going out to vote. I tell you, they don't get be complacent. No matter what happened, don't be complacent, go out and vote. It is alleged that when we wasn't seen coming up as a recessor, she was detoxing, like in a rehab or something. It is alleged. Me and say that is true. It is alleged. When we didn't see she'd have gone to get whatever substance or she's sister to come again, whatever it is. But if that is true, she's still looking like something in right with she, but like them affair, like them business. Or that is the PNM business to go out and vote. It's also alleged that they have it is alleged they used to use some American person to do the campaign strategy. It is alleged it's not an American person now. It is alleged, it's some Jamaican. I don't know how true people. Me don't talk to me, I just put alleged in front. So I tell you all again, them ain't go sit down and just watch all these things happening and see Prime Minister Siochong elevating people's support and things. They will come with all kind of old talk, mama guy and this and that. And again, I'm saying, when the UNC wins, Trinidad and Tobago loses. Nobody wins. People say that. Roger says friends and family and financiers benefit when UNC win. The pundits say that too. They don't have no Indian people at all. The Indian people suffering. They don't get them no work, nothing at all. The African people say they don't get nothing under UNC neither. So who does really get? We heard who. When the PNM win, the whole country wins. So then remember that for 2025, they say when they go to vote, all will Kamala talking, and Kamala trying to frighten the elderly, talking about the grant, because it's not a pension, remember. You didn't say for that, this is the state giving you this. PNM created that to show so that the elderly and people could enjoy from the gas and the oil money and all that. That's what they give you for love, to care for you and all that. And there are criteria to get it, but it has nothing to do with how much money you have in the bank. You could have $3 billion in the bank. That's your business. Your criteria is just how much money you're earning when the month comes. If it is above a certain amount, that is it. But don't let she frighten all over thing. She come with the same inheritance tax thing again, although it has been spoken about, there's no inheritance tax or nothing at all. But she had the opportunity to do a property tax. She had 29 people. And I think it's $10 million, if I'm not mistaken, Larry Hawaii got to become the Minister of Finance. Them could do away with property tax. In fact, they were going to bring back property tax. So don't take on she when she talking about the PNM and property tax. Them was going to bring it back the same way. Right? And all countries, they pay taxes. It is alleged Prakash Ramada had property in Miami, he just had to pay taxes on. Why he didn't give it up if he really had property up there and he had to pay in US? So them have property all over and paying the tax in different countries. It is alleged. But they don't want you to pay your tax on your own house in your country. And these taxes could be collected to use within your country. Well, they're not talking about really your corporation and them kind of thing. You see what it is? Anything to make this country progress, let us fight it on. But when it's for the friend and the family and finances, they want everything to know what all they're doing, people. Know what all they're doing. No, I'm saying it again. Know what all they're doing. All that fight with Victor Roberts and this one and Roy Rambir and Parry and Anita. Let me tell all this something. When the bell is wrong, politics different, and they sit down and they watch the bigger pictures and the this and the that and the that. Next thing, all of them pull so. And then he was bothered, oh God, I thought and I don't thought nothing, A man that thought he would pass gas and instead of gas, he pooped on himself, right? Go out and vote. Go out and vote. Go out and vote. I don't have much time to tell all of that. Let me see all who here. Go out and vote. Joel, Marlon, Diane, Maureen, Nadia, Camila. Look, I see all them name Nan, Mog, Gondo, Alsha. If I have it right, darling, Guy, I wasn't your godparents, right? No disrespect. Rudolph, Trusian, Michelle, Susan, Linda, Andre, Valerie, Marilyn, Trevlin, Oswald, Heather, Yolanda, Augusto, Angela, Roxanne, Carl, Anne-Marie, Diane, Jenny, Ricardo, Merle, Esther, Rosalind, Jennifer, Karen, Cheryl, Christopher, Camilla, Rick. Rick, I hope you're behaving yourself. You know, it has come for a little love and you rough up. That's not right, people roughing you up and behave yourself, okay? But like you like that. I don't know what kind of weird thing is that, but whatever. Hazel, Laura, Mary, Estella, Sandra, Marvel, Listra, Margaret, Alison, Maureen, Carolyn, Charlene, Joy, Hazel, Raymond, Anthony, Ronald, Ave, Collins, Hadara, Anton, Maureen, Derek, Sherry, Charles, my whole family, Emmeline, Cecil, and I think there's one more, but something come across right, and Nicholas Guy. Hello, Nicholas Guy. I was a guy too, My dad was Guy. So people, we have about 3 weeks of so much. Get yourself in a gear, get yourself in a order. Don't get caught up in the whole talk and the shopping and telling all over and over again, And say PNM done when PNM were not yet. It's all have to go out and vote. Go out, carry everybody, wake them up, carry them out. The future depends on those study. Kamala and them and the chopping lesson. Them can negotiate nothing, you know. You see that Kevin Ramnarani cost me about $9 billion or something, so the Japan deal, they come and hold up a bottle and shake it, it's so dirty and stink, and talking about his oil and have nothing in it. I understand it is alleged. Things were so bad, I'm going with this one. It was alleged. Things were so bad in the refinery that the money they borrowed from the exchequer account, you know, the $23 billion extra, was to help Petrotrin buy crude oil, you know. Petrotrin couldn't even buy crude oil for itself. It's money that they're borrowing to buy crude oil. It is alleged. Or they could look into that. That is how bad it was. So they know. Roja and them know. They know the real status of the refinery. The refinery was using the money from the exploration and production and all that was going into buying crude oil. Now the exploration and production is called Heritage, and Heritage making money. Billions of dollars, and not only that, paying off the refinery debt. And they want to vex now, and want to Jumbi Oyando, the Nigerian company who come here, who leasing the refinery to start it up, fix it up, and buy the crude, think the crude, we get a piece of money and all that. They want to Jumbi that too. Not at all. Not at all. All that to bring revenue in the country. Kamala revenue is to go to the IMF. And we know what has happened in the IMF. Everything does get cut. All who complain about, oh God, they could take me, the honest pension, let me tell you something. The IMF don't want nothing to do with that, you know. Or they got to cut that. And all the grants and the gate and that. IMF say, not that free money. Cut that down. All of that type, all don't happen under Mr. N.I. Robinson. Or remember Cola take all kind of bacchanal. Public officers lost their house in droves. Or remember how hard it was? IMF, Structural Adjustment Program. Dr. Rowley steered this country that we didn't have to go that even though he met a recession in 2015, COVID-19 hit him, never borrow from no IMF. Public officers that danced Felicia Thomas during COVID-19. Public officers was paid a salary every month and they wasn't working away. The only people outside was the medical people and the emergency services. You're dance. So as I was saying, people, love you all. Let me play the minister song. Oh gosh. Yeah, I should have it up all the time. So people, I love you all. 3 more minutes to 8. Thanks for staying with me during all the breakdown. Don't worry all yourself. All you know why they're doing it. You don't pelt stone and green mango. You know it's the truth. The truth is that Brute and this year at the Jubilee, trust me. Things will be righted. They will be righted. RIGHT, not WR. The truth will be told. Let me see if this is it. Just now.
Say you have it. I'm angry energy, always checking for me. So let up at all, let's answer when we call Scotty.
But he is got a rock, he always vibrant and is strong, energetic and young,
Scotty. When I hear it, I didn't believe it. I went and checked it, they say you have it.
We have a new leader, he's strong with real power, he's best in Trinidad, tell them great places so
Scotty. I'm angry energy, always checking for me. So let up at all, let's answer when we call Scotty.
But he is got a rock, he always vibrant and is strong, energetic and young,
Scotty. He's the future, Prime Minister, with so much bigger, he can't get better.
He's a shark of energy, he rescued that for me, then he fights for more money to put billions in the treasury.
I'm angry energy, always checking for me. So let up at all, let's answer when we call Scotty.
But he is got a rock, he always vibrant and is strong, energetic and young,
Scotty. I'm gonna tell you, you cover TNT, under the demons, the country in good hands.
It will be there to show, the economy will grow, negativity will will go. That's a place what you may go. Starting.
A man with energy, always checking for me. So let up at all, let's answer when we call.
But she is never wrong. We always vibrant and it's strong. Energetic and young, dirty.
Let's come together and support our leader.
So things could get better
with a brighter future.
Young and old have gathered around everywhere that he touched down. Effective leadership and flow. In TNT, we love him so.
Dirty. A man with energy, always checking for me. So let up at all, let's answer when we call. Dirty.
But she is never wrong. We always vibrant and it's strong. Energetic and young, dirty.
People April the 28th rocks and over like other woman and rockets and she let a purple pants and she boots. April the 28th. Rick! Kamala get a cover sweat to when Panther make she Attorney General. Rick! She got cover sweat to when they make she Minister Education. The woman is a failure. Rick! Gavin Nicholas get a cover sweat when she make it Attorney General. Rick! All she national security ministers and them, but 6 of them, the DJ, this one that get cobos. You don't worry about Stuart. Stuart got this. We got this. Or they go out and vote. April the 28th, go. Those study Kamala and them and the choppiness. Them know them sure they have 18 seat down. Because no matter what they do them, in them constituency, them going and vote, they don't care. It's like a cult. Yeah? Don't study them. 25 we going with. 25 seat people. Talk it in the atmosphere. 25. 25 Morocco. Wise man. 25. We're going for 25. Rick, take that girl FM. I love all you have gone. Rick, I love you too, you know, but you have to take that. All you gonna go and see all you on Monday Gospel. Enjoy your